If I had zero clients as a real estate agent, I would do this. All right, let's get into it. There's a lot of people that this situation is absolutely true, right? They really don't, and they're trying to figure out what in the world do they need to do. Okay, we are going to get into that right now and go over this. So, first thing, very first thing that I would do is you got to pick one primary lead source for the next 30 days. And why do we pick one? Well, often when agents have zero clients, they make the mistake of trying everything at once and just hoping something works, right? They're going to try cold calling on Monday. They're going to Instagram post Tuesday, Facebook ad, this, door knock, Wednesday, Thursday, quit. It's all over the place, right? Even the types of calls, yes, but we've got to get after it. Okay, so enough repetition at one particular thing, you're going to get better, right? If 10,000 hours on something, you become, let's say, the expert at it, the best version. Okay, generally speaking, of course, more is going to increase, but usually about that time, you're going to get really really good at it, right? The ROI is in your favor, the best you're going to be at it. But here's the problem, right? You're going to need enough reps at one activity to start to get good, to actually get great at that thing. So, example, if you are, let's say, doing expires, all right, well, you need to be calling 20 to 30 of them every morning. If you're doing for sale by owners, right, we're calling new for sale by owners, following up the old ones, and all, and offer that useful information for them. Okay, if it's open houses, you want to hold at least one to two every weekend, prospect around them. And if you can get more, you do more, right? I like a Thursday and Friday as well. If it's Sphere, contact 10 people from your database every single day. You're going to just absolutely dive in. If it's a geographical farm, 500 to 1,000 homes consistently, call, mail, door knock, right? And create neighborhood content. Online leads, right? You want to make sure that you're able to work with the ones you have, but you start to go all in that to get really good at that and better. Okay, so if I chose, let's say expires, that's going to be my biggest focus. All right, for the next 30 days, I'm becoming the best expired listing agent I can possibly become. You got to learn the scripts, practice the objections, study um, why the listings expire, and follow up relentlessly. Okay, becoming dangerous at one thing instead of mediocre at 10. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do a couple other things, right? But pick the number one thing that you think is going to, right, be able to bring you the most success. Okay, um, absolutely. Now, on top of that, right, that's your primary focus. Number two, we're going to have 10 uh, real estate conversations every day. Okay, zero opportunities, generally speaking, mean that you're not having enough opportunities enter your pipeline, right? So it's completely empty, or we would already have these. But you can have the world's greatest CRM, website, business card, whatever. But if there's no one talking to you about real estate, you're going to have a problem. So make 10 real estate conversations absolutely the standard. That's non-negotiable. It's just something you have to do. And that means you're talking to everyone all the time. You're right from whatever the primary one you pick, that's great, but you gotta have that. Okay, so those of course could be all sorts of opportunities to do that, but you don't want to just actually say, "Hey, I'm just checking in." Right? Go through your past clients for sure. Go through the people in your pipeline. If hopefully you even have any of what you're getting in. Really, really focus right on your sphere. Okay, and then everywhere else you're at, have those conversations and really, really just get the real estate conversations going. Okay. 10 times 5 days is 50 a week, just assuming, even if it's at least five. So that's good 200 conversations a month. Now, if you're going to have genuinely 200 real estate conversations every month, eventually something is going to happen. You're going to get better at the conversations and you're going to find people that are looking. Now, we can always bump that up if we don't have appointments, start to move that up into 15, 20, 25 a day, and great things will happen. Okay, number three. And before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to this content, right? Put a comment below if any of these things can help you or you feel it has helped, or if you have things you want to add. Make sure you get into my free coaching group There's a link below and the paid one when you're ready and serious to take action. Okay, it's a great investment for your time as well, to be accountable, to be able to work with someone that can help you. And I can tell you what the next step is. Okay, number three, contact everyone you already know. Okay, these are probably my first day one activities, but often go looking for strangers, agents do, before they go to the people that already know, like, and trust them. Okay, so I would pull out my phone in CRM and just start going one by one through everyone, asking how they're doing, right? Finding out what areas you can help them at least establish a relationship, uh, and and ask if they know anyone that's buying or selling. You'd be surprised if you just go through that. You're probably going to find a few people that are and have a possibility with them. It's great. So friends, family, neighbors, former coworkers. Sometimes that's a missed one. Old classmates, parents from your kids' activity, business owners, people from clubs and organizations, and everyone you previously talked to in real estate. But I wouldn't immediately ask, are you looking to buy or sell? Connect first, right? Especially if you haven't talked, ask how they're going. Normal conversations, okay? And you can always throw in there when it's appropriate. Hey, by the way, I am growing my real estate business this year. If you ever hear of anyone thinking about buying or selling or investing, I'd love an introduction. Okay, it's a lot less natural or more natural, right? And then also another idea is send 10 personal video messages every day. Hey, haven't talked to you in a while. Just want to say hi. Hope you guys are doing great. This one is going to stand out a lot more than, let's say, an automated email or other things, right? Even than text. Oftentimes they're watched. Okay, number four, attack for sale by owners and expireds. Okay, so even if we have our primary, let's start building out those. Um, For sale bonus for sure. Hey, you don't have to tell them that you're trying to have them list anything. I'm just curious if I came across a buyer who might be interested in your home, would you be open to working with an agent? That's a good, right, starting conversation. And then you can easily move into why are you selling? Where are you moving to? What's the timeline? If they had offers, has it been a frustrating experience? What happens if it didn't sell? Hey, have you done an open house? I have signs I can offer here. If you want me to come by, just get a second opinion, right, on where you should be at, like a CRM for it, right? With what I think on the price or any tips I could come over. It works. Just get in there and do it. So oftentimes you just have to keep getting those chances. Okay, number five. And this one, absolutely, you want to be doing is holding open houses every weekend. There's always an agent, right? That if you are offering to put up signs for them, they're going to give you a couple days a week. All right, maybe they want a Sunday and you can do a Saturday. Maybe they want a Saturday and you can do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, you can be holding open that house. Hopefully, you get a day on the weekend. But even if you don't get times, right? Because a lot of times, if you're willing to do something for them, you can easily now knock the neighborhood, inviting everyone to the open house, right? Um, you can do a lot of things, right, that will help. And especially if they're willing to go with you, even if you're both there on Saturday and you're getting a lot of people in, that's okay. Just ask them for the ones that you show you'll have that opportunity. And a lot of times if they're a successful agent, they might have multiple ones. Okay. But this is also really, really great because you can make content, um, drop it off, right? Knock to people, hey, I'm here at this particular thing, ask them for permission that you can do that, and then show what does a home for this much, 550 in Gilbert get you. There's a lot of things that you can do afterwards. Of course, you can follow up, right, with that neighborhood again. It's a great opportunity. I know a lot of people think this one doesn't work as well as it does, but if you do it the way that I'm talking about doing it, where you're knocking every door, you're getting chances and having a real invitation to invite them in, where you've got the open house for a few days, where you're setting up a lot of signs as much as allowed. Yeah, it can absolutely be something that's going to give you opportunities versus something that isn't. Okay, number six, make one useful video every day. All right, now I love this. Okay, especially if you're doing long form on YouTube. I have seen this work so many times for agents, and I'll tell you what, this is for sure. If I'm gonna pick one thing that I would start as an agent, I would be doing YouTube every day. Okay, there's just so many things that you can improve on, get better, and it will build. So you could easily have as an example, answering some real estate questions, three things I would never do before buying a home. Should you buy a house right now? What does X amount get you in your city? Should you wait for mortgages to drop? Seller videos. Why isn't your house selling? I literally just got a text from an agent that just had a conversation about that, right? So this is a good one that we can now put into, right, that people are thinking about. Don't make these three pricing mistakes. Another good video. Should you sell before buying? This is another common thing that people want to know. For local stuff, you can go over the best neighborhoods in Gilbert. You can compare, contrast Gilbert versus Queen Creek. What is 600 buy you in Gilbert? What is 600 buy you in this? Seven things nobody tells you before moving to Arizona, and you can even have comparison, like the differences between California and Arizona, right? Uh, then every video is going to get a simple call to action at the end, right? If you're thinking about buying or selling and want to walk through the situation, reach out to me. Okay, you're creating digital prospecting assets that can work while you're sleeping. These are going to be great things to just be doing in addition to what you're doing, but they will help. Number seven, become a follow-up machine. Okay, this might be one of the biggest ones. Most agents were obsessed with finding new leads while ignoring the leads that have already generated. So yeah, you don't have a deal in your pipeline right now. Let's go back to all through the things. Quickly categorize them: hot 0 to 30, warm 1 to 6, long term 6 to 24, and then follow up based on where they're at. Okay, we don't just want to say, hey, just checking in. Hey, you mentioned that you were thinking about getting a home in September, right? Before getting serious. Well, we're getting close, so I want to see if anything has changed. Send them some things of value, right? That it could be, hey, I just saw a house that just came on market that fits the description. I know we're a little bit early. Just wanted to see if you wanted me to send it over. Okay. Uh, those can absolutely help get the system in order and follow up. Okay. Because sometimes things change in their timeline. And if you're not following up, they could already be with a different agent doing that. So we want to get that before it happens, or at least get our opportunity for that, right? Okay, set a goal of 3 appointments every day. This is another critical thing. If we're setting our morning, right, for that prospecting time, that is very important time. We're going to block off our calendar, right? Now we want to get those, 12, 3, 6, right? And it can be any times in between. So it's not necessarily did I get an appointment or did I get a client today? How many appointments did I create? Those are going to give you those chances that you need. Okay. So before closings, they're the lagging indicator, but appointments are the leading indicator. So example, buyer consultations, listing appointments, for sale loan previews. Okay. Even coffee with referral partners, getting them to introduce you to their clients and vice versa. Investor consultations, home value appointments. We just want to get activity and action. Okay. Hey, we could talk for 20 minutes and put together a game plan. Um, I'd love to see a property with you, give you my opinion. Would tomorrow at 4 or 5:30 work better? Okay. I like these. We just got to keep getting chances. Okay. Converting the conversations into appointments. That's what we're looking to do. All right. Number nine, let's sharpen the saw. Practice scripts and objections every single morning. Right. So before we start, we kind of get in there and let's get some role playing. Let's get some practice. Even if it's reading, I like reading the scripts out loud to where they become really comfortable. But the matter of the fact is, very easily, if two agents, agent A is practicing every single day, let's say for 30 minutes, and agent B is not, agent A is going to win over time because they're going to get better. If we're always looking to improve, right? Those objections, those skills, that is absolutely something that you want to do. Okay. And I literally just did a video right before this on the objections the most common ones that you really need right now. Go over that, practice that, get those really dialed in, and that's going to help you. Okay. Number 10, track everything. Okay. Just create a simple scorecard. How many deals and contacts did you get? Maybe the goal is 50, 75, 100. Okay. How many conversations? We could meet where you're at. So if it's lower than 10, that's fine, but start with 10 is trying to get there. Okay. As a goal. How many follow-ups, right? 10 plus, appointment set, 3. Videos, you want at least 1 every day. How many posts? It could be 10 of different types, right? But we're going to contract all the new leads, the contacts, and the closings. Okay, this is going to tell you where it's broken, right? These are why we track also. So if you see we're just simply not having conversations and then we're not getting enough appointments, okay, just add conversations, right? If we're getting a ton, but we're not able to now convert, okay, well, we need better help in that area, right? Okay, maybe we have a lot or starting to get a lot in, but we're not following up properly. It's going to start shining light on that. Okay. Uh, Couple bonuses that I will include in this video. So one, you want to build a daily schedule around money-making activities. This is very important. Guard that 8 to 12 time, right? That prospecting time is going to be one of the single most important things you do. And the more consistently you're guarding that time, the better you're going to be. And then make sure you have the appointments in the afternoon. And then you can fit in some of the other things that you've scheduled for around that. Okay, bonus 12 is add one more every day. When you do get something going, just do one more call, one more text, one more follow, right? That can absolutely be very, very powerful too, because especially if you're on a hot streak, if you just get an appointment, go for one more, right? If you're three, at least the last call, don't end it. You just never know where that's going to go to. But look, the number one thing is it's going to be grit. It's going to be hustle. It's no fun being where you're at. But if you start to do these things, it's going to help build it up. Okay. We're going to get consistency and we're going to get chances. And then please make sure you subscribe. Watch these every day too, especially if you're learning. These are going to be something good to either motivate or help you, to coach you up. I want you to do really, really well. And then jump in either the free and paid when you're ready to be accountable. And I will help you step by step get to where you need to be. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.